Hey guys, we are back with a brand new video this week, and whilst I was away in America on business, I did place an order with Forgeworld, and that's arrived back at the office. So rushing back home, it's time for an unboxing. So as you can see in front here is the shot of all the items that are turned up. So starting off then, the Legio Custodes Contemptor and Galatus Dreadnought. Since ordering this, they have brought out another variant of this with the large spear, but this is the sword and shield version. On top of that is the Legio Custodes Palace Grav-Attack tank, which is the little small one that comes in a little formation like a flanking type vehicle. And then finally the Calidius Grav tank, which comes with a Custodian Guard squad as well. And on top of that is the Forgeworld Decal A4 sheet. Not sure how much of it I'm going to use yet, but it's quite pretty and I'm sure they'll get used at some point. So anyway, let's have a look what comes in the box. So we're going to start with the Palace Grav-Attack. And as with all Forgeworld kits these days, back in the day you used to get a box full of just baggies really. Now they're all coming in nice little boxes. And inside here we've got a clan pack, the instruction manual, and another little leaflet which I haven't actually seen before. As always with my unboxings, we'll spin through the instruction sheet here. So it's just a little 4-page leaflet. It's not overly complex, there's not so many parts, as you can see in the parts list on the top left of that page there. And they're fairly chunky components, so I'm hoping for minimum warpage this time. I've not seen this before, but it's a preparation sheet. Probably good for those that are just coming into Forgeworld hobbies. I've been around the sort of resin market and playing with this kind of model for a while, so nothing new to me here. But if you're new to Forgeworld, I think that's quite a valuable addition that they put that in. Show you some of the harms of resin dust and how to prepare the model so that paint sticks to it and doesn't fall off, and all those kind of dramas that you may have experienced in the past. So there we go, that's all the parts out of the box. And the first thing I always do with any Forgeworld kit, having been stung a little bit before, is make sure you've got all the damn parts. And there's no breakage or exceptionally warped components. I mean, most of it you can be fixed with hot water, but if you have anything that's too dramatic or really miscast, Forgeworld customer services are first class, I have to say. They will replace stuff, they will ship it for free. Sometimes they just want a batch number of the model, but on the whole they're pretty damn good. As you can see from the parts list, there's a little bit here that isn't actually on the sheet, so that's a little bit of a bonus. But it is just a stem to help flying stands. If you don't either want to go with the black base, you can use that. But there you go, it's a high-res picture of all the components all laid out, making sure that everything's there, and fortunately they were. So let's move into the bigger box then. This is the Calidius Grav tank and comes with a Custodian Guard squad. I'm not going to cover the Custodian Guard squad in this video, I already have done that from the Burning of Prospero box set, so if you want to go and check that out, I'll leave a link in the description below and you can go and have a look at the plastic kit that comes with that. Inside the box, beautifully wrapped in bubble wrap, are the parts for the kit. We'll just get those out of the box. Just so you can see everything that comes in if you were to purchase this yourself. So as I said, I'm not going to go through this with the Custodian Guard, so you do get a printout of the instructions. They're exactly the same as the ones from the Prospero kit. So I'll just stick those away for now and we'll get onto the actual tank itself. Now I am trying this little white mat that I've bought, this little cut out white mat. I'm hoping that it shows up some of the bits a bit clearer than my rather dirty and used green cutting mat in the background. But let me know in the comments if you think it's made a difference or if it's off-putting because it doesn't cover the whole camera. I'll ditch it and we'll just go back to the old style if that's what people want. There you go, just to prove that the instructions are exactly the same. Not a ropey well, it is a photocopy obviously, but it's not as ropey as some of the Forgeworld photocopied instructions of the past. It is just straight out the Prospero kit from the larger instruction manual that comes with it. And there we go, it's exactly the same screws. There's no, I was just trying to check to see if there was anything funky on here, but no, it's still the captain model, the Vexilla, all the same components, nothing fancy at all. No additional pose changes or anything else. As usual, just going through the instruction manual then. So the Caladius grav tank. Weirdly, I just noticed that on the actual box that it comes in, it calls it a Caladius, but the actual instruction manual and the Forgeworld website call it a Caladius, which is a bit unusual, you know, bit of quality control there. So yep, just a 4-page sheet as with the other model. Nothing too outstanding here, nothing too challenging I don't think on this particular build. I probably will pin some of the components just to give it some rigidity rather than just relying on super glue. But you'll see that in the build video that will be forthcoming. So there is one baggie that comes in this that's in the bubble wrap, and this contains all the smaller components. It contains the main guns, the fairings and wing parts and so on, some of the more decorative components. And then inside the other bubble wrap we have the main parts of the body and the 2 side panels, 2 side fairings. There we go, there's the top body with the gun turret bevel on the top there. Let's put that to one side and get the other bits out. You get 2 of these, they're keyed on either side obviously for left and right, and they fit snugly onto the fuselage. First inspection seemed reasonably well cast to me, that looks relatively straight, not too warped, but yeah, it looks alright. I like the way that the injection on this is purely from the back there rather than multiple points, which means that the main part of the model that you're actually going to see, you know, when you're looking at it from the front, is probably not going to be damaged from, or potentially damaged from any cleanup activity, which means that almost like Forgeworld have thought about it a bit more, rather than having multiple points all over the place, which can cause some minor damage potentially if you're not too careful. But you know, as you can see there, the scale, you know, it's a good 2 or 3 hands big. And into the baggie itself then, just to have a look at the parts here. As I said, it contains the guns and the fairings and engine jets and so on. So as before with the smaller tank, with the Palace, always lay out the parts. As you can see, there's a couple, you know, there's one there for example that looks like it's broken off that main part of the sprue, but you know, normally it's found loose where it's just got damaged in transit. Hopefully it's not damaged. I don't think it actually was, I did have a good look. And then just lay out all the components and make sure that everything that's on the instruction manual in the parts checker that you get inside that booklet, make sure everything's there. Again, as I mentioned before, the Forgeworld customer service is actually really good. I have had probably 2 or 3 issues in the last few years, and you know, they dispatch, you know, replacement parts and whatever very, very quickly. A quick check of the manual then, everything looks good, looks like we've got everything there. So as we can see now, most of that's all laid out, and again, just double checking the instructions, everything is looking good. There you go, just a high resolution picture then, so we can actually see all the bits rather than just on my desk webcam. This is taken with my DSLR, so you can see the parts. You should be able to zoom in on the picture and so on. And the final model in the kit then on the in the order is the new Dreadnought, the Galatus Dreadnought. So to save the embarrassment of me trying to open that clam pack on camera, I did just skip that part because those things are a pain in the arse to get through. No, it's not the easiest box to get into, to be honest, but there we go. I almost got in there without savaging the instructions too badly. As you can see on this one, the instructions are inside the sort of the cover artwork, as it were, and then you get a parts list on the back, and then the sort of mini instructions in the middle. And there we go, all laid out, ready to go. Again, no components missing, even though there were a couple of bits that looked like they were knocked off of the main injection point on those little triangles that you get, but they're all in the bag, so everything is good. There's a couple of close-ups then on this particular guy, so it's got a rather nifty looking sword with integrated weaponry there. Shield is pretty nice, plenty of room for some freehand or some decal work in the middle as well. And one of the leg greaves sporting lots of detail as well. Looking forward to putting these together very soon, and obviously that'll be videoed on my YouTube channel. So if you want notifications of that and you're not already a subscriber, feel free to give it a like, drop me a comment, see what you think about the models. If you own them, if you've painted them, let me know. And yeah, drop me a subscription, it'd be much appreciated. And I'll catch you all on the next video.